Well, from Nordic walking in England to bungee jumping in Aotearoa, our next guests are on an epic adventure.
Que tal se você chamasse a sua família?
50 viikon aikana 50.
Since October, health and fitness personalities Paul and Jackie Brown, along with their 9-year-old son Ben, have been traveling around the world promoting sports and healthy lifestyles.
Well, first of all, what is behind this whole challenge? What are you doing it for?
Well, Carl, it's pretty simple. Jackie and I have been in the health club industry all of our lives. You know, we love fitness, we love exercise, and we love sports. And over the last 30 or so years, we've seen a massive decline in activity levels in our kids. You've only got to look around and see how much time they spend playing on their computer screens, watching videos and the like. And there's a lack of balance there. Obesity has doubled in the last 10 years. It is going to double again in the next 7. And everywhere we go, we're going to visit schools and talk to kids and basically say, look, just find something, get some type of activity in your lives. We figured if we could prove to the world that we can find 50 different sports to do in 50 weeks, then surely every family out there can find at least one sport that they could do on a regular basis.
Sports in 50 weeks brings us to remote Patagonia to the south of Chile. We're at the very amazing Valley of the Moon, and we're chasing the elusive brown trout because this is fishing week.
I grew up around fishing because Dad was a very, 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 very serious fisherman. He loved every second of it. The silence, the focus, the waiting. I'll be honest, I don't have the patience for that.
So we're going to go home now. We're going to clean this one up.
But the moment a fish hooked onto my line, that part was super fun. The pull, the excitement, the rush. I finally understood why people love it. It's actually a great way to move, stay active, and spend time outdoors. And it's okay if fishing isn't for everyone. Not every sport needs to be your favorite, but trying it gives you a whole new appreciation for the skill behind it. To show what makes fly fishing such an art, our mentor Fernando will explain a bit more.
So what we try to find then is the hatch. So we're looking for the hatch of different kinds of insects, and we go with the same fly.
So the hatch bend means that literally the insects have just hatched out of their eggs. They start buzzing around the water. The fish see those and they eat the bugs as they get near the surface. Not a very good life for a bug that's just hatched, is it? And this is to literally mimic a little insect.
Exactly.
Now, for those who are wondering, this entire region is what's called catch and release. That means no fish will be harmed during the filming of this episode. We'll have a little bit of sport, the fish will give us a bit of a fight, and we'll let it safely back into the water to live another day. But sport of all natures means you've got to have physical and mental focus at all times. Fishing is nonetheless.
Oh, look at it, look at this.
Mom isn't a big fisher either, but she's out here giving it everything. She kept trying, cast after cast, even after being so close to catching a fish.
Okay, strip it. I don't see the fly. Yes, I do. Set. You got it. Walk back, walk.
Did you see it? Yes, proof. Most people would have stopped right there, but she didn't. She reset, breathed, and tried again. And when it finally worked, the relief and happiness on her face said everything.
You got it! Okay, release the line.
Okay.
Somebody's running to city. You don't got hands.
And honestly, if you don't try, you'll never find out what could bring you that kind of joy.
As a fisherman, you can catch 1,000 fish to eat, but the one you remember is that big one, and you usually let it go. Right now, we're on our way to chase after that trophy fish. As always, the odds are stacked greatly against us. The wind is blowing very, very hard, and these fish are very smart. You know, it's commonly said that the greatest fears we have are the fears of the unknown. The fears are the things that actually never eventuate, but we're afraid of occurring. In fishing, it's kind of the opposite. The thing you look forward to the most is the anticipation, the unknown. You know for a fact that you could come home completely empty-handed, but then there's that chance, that one possibility that today might be the day for the big one. I've got that anticipation running through my body right now. We're about to go and find out if it'll come reality. Tell you what, trout fishing, it's not easy, but that's what makes it so special. It is a sport. You're walking miles and miles, constantly changing your equipment, watching what's happening in the water. And then every now and then, a fish comes along and makes your day. This is what it's all about.
If you keep trying, even through all the frustrating moments, eventually something clicks. All the misses, all the almost, all the trying, they lead to that one moment that makes it worth it.
Buenos dias. And that's it. That's all I got.
No voy a traducir eso, ¿no? Buenos días.
We've been so far to 25 different locations around the world, and we have 25 to go. And so you guys are halfway, yeah.
Así que le queda ahora toda la segunda mitad.
And we'll talk to you today about why it's important to do a sport. You have fish around here?
Sí, mucho, ¿no?
You have trouts, you
Hay
have
truchas,
salmon.
salmones.
These fish come from a place called Japan. It's a beautiful place. The thing that I remember about Japan you might know is they love eating sushi.
Que le encanta comer sushi.
On sushi, the Japanese like to have fresh fish. But the Japanese are very fussy. In the early years in Japan, Japan is a series of islands surrounded by water. And in the early years, they could catch lots of fish very close to shore. But then they caught all the fish. They had to travel further. Now, who would like to guess how they got out to where the fish were?
Buceando, scuba diving.
No.
Pesca. In a boat.
In a boat. Very
there you
good.
go.
Yes. In a boat. All right. So they went out in boats. Now, this is where it gets interesting. They now have to travel a long way in their boats to catch fish. And they have to travel a long way back to the island with the fish. And the journey takes many days. If they caught the fish and let the fish die, when they travel back over many days, the fish would no longer be fresh. So what the Japanese do is they build big boats with water tanks and they keep the fish alive in the water. And you would think that now that the fish are kept alive, when they arrive, they'll be nice and fresh. They feed the fish on the journey, free food, and the fish just sit there in the tanks and ride along. Problemo.
Es un problema.
Imagine you've got lots and lots of fish in a tank, just sitting still, getting fed. What happens? What do you think happens?
Engordaría. Yeah, they get fat.
They get fat, they start getting fat, and their muscles go soft. You get a koala, well done. Because the fish are sitting still and not moving, the food makes them fat and their muscles get weak and soft. Even though they're alive, they're not fresh, they're not healthy. So, do you know what the clever people in Japan now do?
¿Saben lo que hicieron los japoneses después de esto para resolver este problema?
They put sharks in the tank.
En los
They
tanques.
put sharks in the water tanks, and the sharks chase the fish, and the fish keep moving
Los peces se movían
to keep alive,
para mantenerse vivo.
and it keeps them fit. It keeps the fish's muscles strong. The fish don't get fat. A few fish get eaten. But when the fish arrives back to shore, it's fresh and yummy. So when the fish sit still, they get fat and they lose their health. But when they're kept moving, they stay healthy and firm. I'm here today to be your shark. If you sit still all the time, you'll be like those fish. So every now and then, you've got to get moving. And playing sports, doing activities, a great way to do that. Let's try some.
Tratemos algo.
Everyone stand up.
Todo arriba.